Hello. So I'm a bit eye up. While I'm waiting, I'm just going to put my lippy on. Look, I had orange on this morning. Put pink on top. Oh, now I'll get a drink. I should have done that first. I'm at my little renter desk this morning, and you're actually on my laptop, but I'm using StreamYard, so then I can do Instagram at the same time. So, oh, you're piling on. Good morning, everybody. I don't even know if I'll do medals this morning. I've got to do Kim, lovely Kim, curly Kim. We've got a gold Kim. Michelle Dewsbury's got a silver on Facebook, and Patch Girl has got a bronze. Good morning to you all, and lovely to see you coming on Instagram. Right, should I say I won't be long? I've no idea how long I'll be. I'm at my renter desk, so I can look out here. I'm just opposite the Eric Morecambe statue. Kim will know where I mean now because she was here at the weekend and we walked down to it. So I'm just here for a few hours. So this morning I want to talk about a specific subject. I know I'm at a funny angle, but never mind. I've covered my double chins accidentally. Look at that. Who's that? Venabe? Sally. I wonder if that's Venable. Sally felt compelled to go out this morning at 6:30. Nobody's son, but it was my son. I feel so much better. Don't you just love that? A huge well done. It always helps. It really does. My brightness has disappeared. Right. Oh God, you're not that Kim, are you, Kim? It's because I saw the Kim G and I can only see a tiny little thing. So, but you'll have it anyway, Kim. I'm thrilled to have a gold. Well done. So what I wanted to speak about this morning, I wanted to ask you, I'm just going to be honest, I wanted to ask you if you ever suffer with anxiety as a symptom of the menopause or perimenopause. That's what I'm going to talk about because mine was shite this morning. Some days it's not so bad, other days it's non-existent, and I think what's the problem? And then other days it's just terrible. And I'm just going to explain, because I explained about it on my Instagram stories this morning. I'll put the link on if you want to follow me on Instagram. You don't have to do, but just know that if you watch my Instagram stories through Facebook and you DM me, I never look at that inbox anymore because it was just getting too much. I forget about it. I'll do it on Instagram. I'll always try my very best to get back to you on Instagram, but on the Facebook version of it, I don't. So if you do want me to ask something, you have to email me. So, and I described it on there, and do you know what? It's slightly horrified me, but also strangely reassured me how many women feel the same. If there's any men on here, then obviously it's maybe what your wives are going through. It's unbelievable how many people said, how does anxiety show up for you? How does it manifest? And a couple of ladies said, I don't need to describe it any differently because you've described exactly how I feel. And so I'm just going to describe how I felt this morning when I woke up and to see if any of you can relate. Wendy Streeton, yeah, I don't think that's the Wendy Streeton I know, is it? I can't tell looking at the thing. I don't get depressed with the menopause. I sometimes feel it because I know I don't get depressed because I've had depression before about 6 years ago. And I actually found that easier because you just went to bed and didn't give a shit and you didn't care because you were depressed and you couldn't do anything. But this, you just want to continue with your life and doing stuff on a day-to-day basis. But so how I felt this morning, I went to bed early last night. I actually went to lie down on my bed about 5:30. I thought I'll just have a little sort of semi-meditation. And I got undressed and I got into bed and I slept through till 4:15 this morning. So I missed my book club in the tribe last night. I wasn't running it, fortunately. I obviously needed it. And Sam said he'd been up a few times. He says I was fast asleep, so he just left me. So I woke up at 4:15 and I laid there for about an hour. And as I lay there in the dark, it just started really quite quickly. I started mentally searching through my day to see what I had to do. and what appointments I had or what commitments I'd made. And with each one, I literally was getting more and more scared. Now that sounds ridiculous, especially when I have nothing to be scared about, but that's how I can describe it. I just started getting more and more, literally, I could feel my breath shortening. And do you know what I was thinking about? It's not like I've got to wait for some results from a worrying health scare. It's not like I've got to, God, go and finish a dissertation. It's not like I've got to go and deliver, a speech to the Queen. None of that. No, the first thing I got anxious about was the electrician's coming this morning. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, the electrician's coming. I was going to go and work at roofs with Sam, which is where I am now. So that means I'm going to have to go on my own and Sam will have to stay in with the electrician. Oh, shit, it was like that. Oh, my God, I've got a reflexology appointment at 11 o'clock. Oh, God, no. No. I was like that in bed. Oh, I've got reflexology. Like I said on my Insta, so I was like, it's some root canal treatment that's going to be horrific. This is the most amazing reflexology lady, Sonia. And it's just trying to help with all this stuff. And it's wonderful. And yet you'd think it was something awful I had to do. It's the fact that it was just something that was going to take me out of the house, something that was going to... And then what else was it? There was something else. Oh, that was it. And I've got a Zoom call tonight in my private monthly membership, the tribe. Oh my God, I've got that tonight. Oh my God. And I love doing it. I love them. It's only an hour and I just host the Zoom and put them all in. We do it about once a quarter, all into breakout rooms, and it's wonderful. But it creates this same fear. And literally I'm laid there and I could feel, I stopped breathing deep into my, but I was just breathing in my chest. God, and Simon's still there. I'm going, I'm all right. Fucking hell, I hate it. And then I hate the fact that I hate it. I hate the fact that I can't cope with just those few little things. Chris says, definitely appointments and visits that should be enjoyable can feel like big tasks that I want to get out of the way. If I cancel them to make things easy, then I feel disappointed with myself, so I don't feel better then. Chris, that's exactly right. So I don't cancel them. I'm on ashwagandha. I'm actually just waiting for some more to be delivered. Ashwagandha. I'm on all my herbs, which have massively helped, I'll be honest, but I'm just swapping them. I've run out and I left it too late to tell the lovely lady. So I've not been on them for about a week, and I'm actually wondering whether that's making it worse. Janet says she can identify with the symptoms. I had exactly the same. Emma Rennick says she feels the same. She says, I feel it's with not as much effort as I should be putting into things. It's shit, really. Debbie says it's so overwhelming. Your body just seems to take over. Maureen says it comes from nowhere too, just kicks at the random times. It really does. Alison says her anxiety feels like inertia. I can't think straight or concentrate or do anything. I feel jittery inside, talk myself out of anything. That's it, Alison. It's the jittery. It is Wendy. Hi, yeah, I don't recognise your profile picture. Yeah, Wendy, it's so bizarre to think. I used to play rugby with Wendy and go back. I look back at that woman. I look back at the woman who set up this business, and I look back and then I look at other people who are doing loads of stuff, who can't get out of stuff, like teachers, and people have to go out to work, and I just lie in bed jittery. That's it. It's jittery. And then I start thinking ahead. I've got the No Booze cruise in London next weekend that I've booked to go on, bought tickets, and Ben and Joe and Chrissy are going, and I'm going to meet some people from here on it and other people in the alcohol-free community. And I'm really looking forward to it, but it's, oh my God, I've got to do all that. And Simon plans the train tickets. I don't even do that. He does that. So it's not because I've got too much to do. It's not because I haven't got too much to do. It's just because I have to be. And that makes you feel really guilty because I've got a wonderful life. We've worked really hard and I don't have any financial worries at the moment like I did 6 years ago, which is amazing. But we've worked hard to put ourselves in that position. There's nothing I'm worried about. There's nothing I should be worried about. But I've got the feelings of worry. I don't know if that makes sense. And sometimes I think that's harder. When I had all the shit that we were going through, I didn't question it. I thought, well, I'm bound to be worried. But now there's nothing but it's this jittery shittery feeling. That's what it is. I tell you. So Linda says she avoids a lot of people as they can stress me out, and I often wake having panic attacks at night. Dreams can bring this on. Had a massive panic attack last week and got locked in an office toilet and waiting for someone to open the door, and you just couldn't breathe. It's just mad. Jane, good morning, off to work. Well done. Oh, morning, Jackie, with your flowers. How are you? I know I'll be all right. So never had it since COVID, but having a business sent me in a panic, says Patricia, and had it once or twice over the last week with the press, etc., prices of costs. But I deep breathe and have a constant mantra in my head to distract myself. I know it will pass. I absolutely know it will, but I don't want to be maudlin on here, but obviously I just don't want to come and go, oh yeah, I'm feeling great. And yeah, isn't life wonderful? And I love walking and I've lost 6 pounds. And oh yeah, and I'm going on the no booze cruise, and then I'm going on holiday to Mallorca for our 30th wedding anniversary because me and Simon never argue, and we have sex 14 times a week. Yeah, I just want to be honest. I just want to be always honest with it, as you know. So I think the worst thing out of that was the sex 14 times a week. Can you imagine? So yes, so I just wanted to share that with you and see how we get on. Angie's coming in now, but I'll just crack on regardless. So, but yeah, good morning. How are you? All right? So yes, just talking about menopause symptoms. You don't mind, do you?
No.
Angie, a share of the room with. So, but yeah, that's the worst one for me. And people ask about my HRT, they do, but I came off it because it wasn't helping at all. I was on it for 8 months and I did that rant, didn't I? I went on from the bioidentical gel and went on to the patches. And I had that rant on Facebook last June when my periods were really, really heavy and I was bleeding into my Ugg slippers and ruining that many outfits and didn't dare get out of chairs. I mean, that I can understand why that would create anxiety. It did, it really did, because I'd have a period for 4 weeks, then nothing for 3 days, then another one for 2 weeks. And it's last June since I last had one, so I'm hoping I'm on the final stretch. And I remember going onto the patches and they used to leave that congealed mess on your bum. It was just awful. Don Stolly said sex 14 times a week would give me anxiety. And then when I used to sweat doing my HIIT workouts and what, they'd come off or I'd go for a run and then the crinkly patch that I could always feel crinkling like a bit of cellophane. I hated it, and drop into the back of my kneecap, embedded between my sweaty kneecap and my sweaty Betty leggings. So I just came off it all. And then I went on to herbs. I'm seeing a herbologist. She lives local. She's brilliant. And I actually felt a load better. And it really helped with the anxiety. I still got it, but nowhere near as often. So I'm wondering whether it's just because I'm between doses. I've probably not been on that stuff for about a week, and I'm wondering whether that's making it worse. So it was my fault. I forgot to tell her I was running out. So Sheila's got a Zoom meeting tomorrow, even though she's nervous. It's good to talk. It is good to talk. And you know, the tribe thing that I've just done this weekend, all the tribe members came. There was 60 of them came on the night do and then the walk. Some didn't do both. The amount of women on there said they nearly talked themselves out of it because they were anxious about it, anxious about meeting new people, anxious about having to drive and show up, anxious about having to find a parking space, using all those reasons as a reason not to come. And it's mad, isn't it? And I've got the Zoom call tonight and some tribe members won't come on it because they'll be too anxious, they'll be nervous. And that's all real stuff. It's not life-changing stuff, but it's real that we do get anxious about. And I could just really encourage you to try and push through anything like that. And I nearly could have cancelled the weekend, but we had a brilliant time and it was wonderful. you know, so I'm so glad I never cancelled it, and I wouldn't have cancelled it, but that doesn't mean to say that the anxiety isn't there. Heather says, I didn't connect until this was menopause related until now. Makes me feel better to know that even though it's tough to manage. Heather, it really is. If you look at all the symptoms, it's one of the big common symptoms, which I had no idea until I started experiencing it. So, yeah, it does remind very much of PMT, Emma, I think. The rage and anxiety that I was getting before I went on the hormones, not before I went on the herbs, were very much like when I was 15, 16 with rage and PMS. It really was. I know, Simon, bless him. Julie says, it makes perfect sense, always worrying on medication, but I tell myself positive mental attitude. Alison says, she can so relate. My anxiety is at an all-time high at the moment. My OCD counting, having to have even numbers. It sounds funny and ridiculous, but it takes over my life. I went to a funeral the other week and counted the pews to make sure it was even. I think that's just a distraction technique, Alison, to be honest. I mean, I've never had that. I've never had OCD. I mean, I do have a little bits where I like to have a hoovered house. I mean, when I had house guests this week and they couldn't believe how tidy it was. I just like it tidy. I like a hoovered carpet. There's a white strip on the front door before you go in the house, like that, just to be clean. If it's got dog hair on and it's got footprints, dirty soil bits from the trainers, it can send me over the edge. So Abs from Absolutely Sharon says, I think it's really important to talk about the menopause in your daughters, so no one spoke about it when I was young. Nobody did. I didn't know you got anxiety during the perimenopause and menopause. I know you. It was a bit of a standing joke, wasn't it, that you had symptoms, you're a bit of a nightmare and you forget stuff. But the anxiety sort is really, really. So that's how I felt this morning when I woke up at 4:15, just so you know. And it's been incredible how many people on my Instagram stories said they feel totally the same and can relate. So if you are struggling, don't think it's you. Don't think you're crap. Don't think you're useless. It is just what it is. And what can you do? I mean, I've did a workout and I've been out for a 5K walk this morning, and it does lift. I do think it tends to be worse in the morning. Yeah, I'm still live, Jessica. My herbalist, Christina, she does do, because I first started seeing her in lockdown, was it, or I couldn't get to her, so I did Zoom calls with her. So I've never had a one-to-one face-to-face with her, and I've seen her a few times now, and she's kept tweaking my remedies, and she's just been brilliant. How I found her, I was doing a video like this on this page last year, and I was on the artificial hormones, the bioidentical ones that I got from the menopause doctor, and I didn't want to go on HRT, but I was desperate, so I did. And I used to put the gel on twice a day, and I'd take the progesterone pill at night, and then I changed from the gel to the sticky patches that go on your bum. And I'm not telling you to come off them at all, because you've got to do what's right for you. But for me, I hated it. I hated being on it. It didn't help my anxiety whatsoever. I felt it didn't help anything, and I tried it for 8 months. So I was doing a video about it on here, on Get Over Yourself, and somebody said, I saw a herbologist and she gave me my life back. I could actually get her on and do a live with her. What do you think? Would you like that? I could get her on and we could do a Facebook Live together or a Zoom Live. And yeah, then you can make your own choices and do your own research. And this woman said, one of you lot said, I saw a herbologist and she gave me my life back. And somebody said, oh, can you share her details, please? This woman was in London. So she put on the link, and she lives near me in Lancaster. So I was straight on the phone. So yeah, so I could ask her, see if she wants to come on to do a Zoom Live. She might be dead nervous, I don't know. But so Debbie says homeopathy helps her. I became anxious, says Lynn, when I could not locate my car after nearly contacting the police, then realised I had walked. I know, the stuff that we do, honestly, in the brain fog. And Joe says, I'd be anxious to come off the patch. Never had PMS when younger, so it was a real shock when menopause hit. I've now been using the patch for 5 years, but don't. If it works for you, Joanna, I wouldn't come off it at all. I'd stay on it if it works for you. See, I had dreadful PMS when I was younger, and it's just being like that again. So Annie Stott said her mum never knew any of this and she had a dreadful menopause. So, a lot of you saying yes. She's got the herbs to keep her calm, Sally. She has, yeah. Dubar, I wonder if that's Tracy. I also came off the patches. I've had a hysterectomy. Would love details for her herbologist. Right, well, I'll contact her and see if she wants to come on, and I'll let you know when we're going to do a Zoom about it. But it will be on. It'll have to be on Facebook. I think I won't be able to double Zoom it on Instagram as well. But I could get her on there as well, couldn't I? Do too. So leave that with me. So I'm going to get off now. And I think the thing that you're doing something, I didn't just not want to do anything, and doing the herbs. I mean, she's got really strong opinions about HRT, but she would never force them on you. So look at that, Louise, patches changed my life for the better. I had hot flushes day and night, low mood, anxiety, foggy brain, all improved and made me feel like myself again. Exactly. I'm really glad it worked for you, Louise. It didn't work for me. And I think it's important to show both sides. So if it's working for you, why would you come off it? It's absolutely stay on what you're doing, but don't feel there's no other options either. Marshall on Instagram, I had dreadful body pain and tried everything. And when I used patch, pain disappeared nearly overnight. Brilliant. Rach, that's what I was on, bioidentical HRT. Not sure I'm happy about it, but we'll see how I go. Rach Rue on Instagram, that's exactly how I felt. I didn't really want to go on it. I've not been on the pill since I was 24, so I didn't want to go on anything really. But because of all the media coverage and everybody said it really helped, I thought, I can't knock it till I try it. So I tried it for 8 months and it didn't work for me. But hopefully it'll work for you, Rach, and see how you get on. All right then. Joanna, I'd love some advice. Can't take HRT due to breast cancer. Doctor won't prescribe, weight gain, low mood. Right. I mean, obviously I won't give you that advice because I'm not qualified, but certainly Amanda, she's really, really knowledgeable in it all. So she'd happily give you some advice. I'm going to finish on this one. Michelle Barbary, never had anxiety till I reached perimenopause, and it is such a horrible feeling. I do find that going in nature helps me so much. Women are talking more now, whereas in the day our mum suffered a lot, ended up on antidepressants or Valium. Exactly. You know, my views on getting out walking, it always helps. It's not going to make you feel any better. But you know, when you wake up, so tomorrow, if you wake up and you start searching your day, just keep telling yourself that you're all right. Just keep telling yourself you're all right. Just breathe deeply. Don't get frightened because you're going for a reflexology appointment. You know, I know it sounds a nonsense, but then don't give yourself grief on top of the already anxious feelings that you've got. You don't need a whole heap of guilt piling on top of that as well. And just know it doesn't last. I've been fine. It's just some days it is like that. And I'm learning just to accept that it is. So, all right, please share if you find it useful. If you find it useful, any menopause chat, if any of your friends are suffering, don't let anybody suffer in silence. Don't think you're the only one who thinks you're going mad. And do you know what? I got an email this morning. Somebody emailed me from my Facebook stories because they can't leave a message on there. And I've forgotten what she said. Doesn't that just sum it up? I've completely forgotten. I've forgotten what she's going to say. But I do get emails from some ladies who say they're through it and they say, I promise I was exactly like this. And it's like getting your old self back. So that's what I'm just focusing on. Anita, menopause symptoms are horrible, but we'll get through it eventually. Didn't realise I'd been through it until blood tests. But looking back, I had and still do have some symptoms. And yeah. All right then. Hugs for a brighter day. Hi. All right then. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you very soon. I've got another hour and then I'm off for my reflexology appointment, which I'm managing not to make like a root canal. All right then. Will do, Sharon. Thanks for that. There's loads of Facebook groups on it, aren't there? Yeah, meditation, Debbie, I totally agree. I do try and get that in every day. All right then, lots of love. I think that was it, and I will speak to you very, very soon. If in doubt, get yourself out for a walk because it always helps and you'll never feel worse. Right, I'm going to say ta to Instagram. That's them. And now, and I'll move that out of the way, and then bye to Facebook. Thanks ever so much. All right, Maureen, thank you. Sorry to hear about your mum. Okay then, lots of love everybody, and speak in a couple of days. Cheerio, bye.